Hey guys, what's up? Combine just wrapped up. Day one, defensive line, D tackles, edge, and linebackers. And man, it was a fun day one of the on-field workouts. We got quite a bit of stuff to talk about here. I'm going to try to keep these videos shorter because I'm going to try to do one, or I am going to do one after every single day of the combine. So these are going to be shorter videos, just briefly talking about who outshined at the combine and who was a little bit disappointing. So looking first here at the defensive tackles, there were absolutely some standouts. Zane Durant looked phenomenal today. He is a speedster. He really stunned me. I haven't looked into him too much, but Zane Durant looked really, really good out there. The guy I'm most impressed with, Damani Capehart, we knew he was a super athlete, but oh my goodness, he had an unbelievable combine, especially for a guy that's 315 pounds running a 4.85. He was unbelievable in the drills. His footwork was amazing. I'll pull this up here. Look at this, 997 on the RAS. That is unbelievable for him. His 40 being 4.85, 172 10-yard split. The vertical being 33.5 inches. When I saw that, I was in disbelief. Unbelievable there. Just absolutely unbelievable performance by Damani Capehart at the combine today. Grayson Halton, also, he was someone that really surprised me. Watching his drills, he was really, really smooth. I think Caleb Banks also had a really nice day. Defensive tackle is probably the position group out of the three that I wasn't paying the most attention to, just because as a Seahawks fan, I know we don't really need to address defensive tackle, but still something that I was keeping my eye on. Brandon Cleveland, I will note, his 40 time, his second one at least was dinged. I think he might have topped 512, but he tweaked something while he was running, which is unfortunate. So I don't know what's going on with Brandon Cleveland. Hopefully it's minor, but I know he tweaked something while he was running his second 40. Lee Hunter, yikes. He had a really bad day, which I was expecting Lee Hunter to have a really bad day. He's very, very unathletic. He really gets, the reason he's projected so high is because of his strength, his power. He is unbelievably strong. So his bench press tomorrow, that's what you want to look at. But for today, he weighed in at 318. I'll click on him here so you can see the measurements here. 6'3", 318. Let me pause this here. 318, not great. For someone that is running a 518 and tested as poorly as he did in other aspects, that's not great, especially when you got guys like Damani Capehart who are his size, and guys that are faster, guys that are much bigger than him, not just here in the 40. Let's look at the vertical. He had one of the worst verticals I have ever seen here. 21.5. Not even 2 feet. Like several inches below 2 feet. That is horrible. Compared to a guy like Tim Keenan, who was 8.5 inches over him, and he's 10 pounds heavier. So it was a really bad day for Lee Hunter. I don't know if his stock is going to drop from this, because watching the tape, you expected this. Looking at him, you expected him to, he's not a super athletic guy. He's very unathletic. It's his strength that makes you want to go for him. So I don't know if this will drop him too much, but just great day from Capehart. Look at that. And Halton too. Look at that vertical. 36.5 inches from a guy here. Yeah, 293, but unbelievable. Tim Keenan, he's very slow, but he's a big guy. He is a big guy. So I was expecting that. I don't think he had a great combine, but I wasn't expecting him to light it up. He's a big, semi-unathletic guy. But Lee Hunter, really bad day overall. Really bad day for him. We could look at the broad jump, but really, here's where Caleb Banks shined here, and on the drills. But that's pretty much all I got for defensive tackle. There were some guys that stood out, and some guys that really didn't, Lee Hunter being one of them. Let's go over to edge here, and let's start on the 40 again. Arvell Reese, edge linebacker. He tied the top time for today with Sonny Styles at 4.46 officially. So both Buckeyes are killing it. Jacob Alarms Orr was 4.47 right behind them. It looked like a three-way tie. They were all unofficially 4.47, but officially Reese and Styles are 4.46. They are on top. David Bailey, really, really good 40 here. One of my favorite guys in this draft, and someone that I was really looking for a big performance today, Malachi Lawrence. And he showed out on just in every aspect. I mean, Malachi Lawrence on every single drill, everything, he was killing it. He was giving it his all, 110% effort. I think Malachi Lawrence boosted himself into the second round today. He had such a great combine. I'm really, really happy with what Malachi Lawrence did. And you can see on my big board here, I have Malachi Lawrence sitting right here in the second round. I might even bump him up ahead of Derek Moore after that performance. But I'm a big Malachi Lawrence guy. I don't see many flaws with his tape, really. I think he's just an amazing all-around player. So I really like what Malachi Lawrence did. Let's look at the other, I wish his or not him, I'm thinking of someone else. I was going to say I wish his 10-yard split was better. No, I'm not thinking of him. I was thinking of, who was it I was thinking of here? I think it was Romello Height. Romello Height, his 40 was pretty disappointing for someone his size. I was pretty disappointed with a 4.64. Looking at him, he's 240. 240 as an edge, that's already a big weakness. He's a major tweener, and I was hoping he would run sub 4.6. Didn't happen, and that's very disappointing. Denai Dennis Sutton, what a great combine from him. Did great in the drills from what I saw. Stumbled a couple times, but I don't know. It's hard to say whether that's from the turf in Indy, in Lucas Oil Stadium. Cassius Howell, he had a really bad combine. Look, his 40 time, sure. His 40 time is fine. I would like a little bit better, but look at that arm length. Oh my God. Him and Ruben Bain, he has the shortest arms of any edge ever in the combine. I mean, this is unbelievable. I think Howell may have fallen out of the first round today because not only did he measure in with bad arms, with the shortest arms ever, he also didn't have the best drills when he was out there, and also he got hurt on the drills, and that's really tough. He got hurt on the drills, and I believe he ended them early, of course, but he was seen limping with his trainer here. Let me check and see if I could find this tweet here that I saw. There are so many tweets here that I have. Ruben Bain also measured in 30 and 7/8 inch arms. Ruben Bain here, this tweet here from Matt Miller. Ruben Bain and Cassius Howell would have the shortest arms for an edge rusher drafted in the first round since at least 1999. Yikes. Yikes. That's tough. Let me see if I could find this tweet on yes, Cassius Howell. Brett Coleman here posted it. Let's see if we can get this up. Cassius Howell popped his hammy while he was doing the drills, and he was walking very gingerly with the trainer, Brett Coleman. Big fan of Brett Coleman. He is at the combine. So, yeah, tough day for Howell to measure in like that and come in at with that injury. That's very bad for Howell and Ruben Bain as well, which we're gonna go over and look at here. Although we can't see him here because he didn't do the 40. He didn't do any workouts, which is really sucky. But yeah, pretty disappointed with Howell's performance today and height. That's really tough from height. I would have expected more from him. George Gums actually had a really good day, mainly in the drills. But I really liked his day overall. R. Mason Thomas, another guy that I'm a bit disappointed in. I believe his 10-yard split was very disappointing as well. 163. Yeah, for a guy that and Romello Height was 163 as well. But for a guy that is kind of just a designated pass rusher, I wanted more from him. I wanted a little bit more explosiveness from R. Mason Thomas. So that was a bit disappointing for me. Overall, I think his drills were all right. TJ Parker, I thought, had some really great drills at his size. I wish it didn't autoplay this every single time I went on here. Let's see if I can mute that. Let's see if that mutes it for everything. But at his size, 6'4", 265, I think he had a tremendous day on the drills and a really good 40 time. Quintavious Hutchins, he's someone I haven't looked at yet. I thought he was very hot and cold on the drills, I'll say. He had some drills that I looked at and I was like, wow, that was a really good rep. And then I think he slipped like 3 different times, which again, I don't know if that's the turf or same thing happened with Marvin Jones Jr. I saw him slip. He slipped twice on it's the drill where they run around the 2 big rings. He did 2 reps on that and he slipped both times. So that kind of sucked. Max Llewellyn, I was kind of disappointed. I like Max Llewellyn, but in the drills, he kind of looked slower than I was expecting, and it almost looked like he wasn't giving 100% effort, which was disappointing. Mason Rager looked really, really good in the drills. He looked really, really good. Let's go to this 10-yard split here. 161 for Rager. Unbelievable. At his size 6'5", 251. Very, very impressed with Rager. He isn't even on my big board. I haven't gotten that deep yet. He is on my radar now. I'm very excited to turn on the tape and watch Mason Rager. He opened my eyes, for sure. Very, very impressed with Mason Rager. Let's go to the vertical, and here's where Gums, when I saw this, I was like, wow. Unbelievable from Gums here. A guy who is 6'4", 245. I really loved seeing this, and he had some good drills as well. Another place where Malachi Lawrence completely stood out, Mason Rager as well, and Dani Dennis Sutton. I was very, very surprised here. He was top 4 in the vertical. He's someone that I really like for the Seahawks as a good all-around edge, but I think Malachi Lawrence is firmly in front of him here. And the broad jump, another place, of course, Malachi Lawrence, you're going to see him everywhere, and Dani Dennis Sutton. They both had tremendous combines. Malachi Lawrence, I'd say if I were gonna go a top three for edge today, I'd say Malachi Lawrence and Mason Rager were definitely in that top three, and probably either David Bailey or Deni Dennis Sutton. David Bailey has had some reps in the drills, maybe one or two that I saw that I wasn't overly super impressed with. I will mention here Trey Moore. I really would prefer him to play inside linebacker at the NFL level. He is small. He's very small. I believe he's 6'1" here. 6'2" they measured him, but 243. I liked his reps the best when he was at inside linebacker in the box. So I would like him to play linebacker in the NFL. Just something to note here. Keldrick Falk, I thought he had some really good reps. I wasn't expecting him to go crazy. He's not the fastest guy out there, but he's a really good run defender. He's currently outside of my first round, just because I look at him and I don't really see any pass rush ability at all in year one, and I think that's something that could seriously make him fall. He's kind of just a run defender right now. That's something he's gonna really have to work on. Nadine Tucker also, he got put on my radar. He had a couple really good reps, and Nijalik Kelly. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I will say Wesley Williams, I was paying extra attention to his reps because the Seahawks, they had interviews with Zion Young, not a fan, Logan Fano, who didn't do anything other than interviews, and Wesley Williams. Those are the three edges that we interviewed, so I was keeping my eye on him. He had a couple good reps, but overall wasn't super impressed with what I saw from him. I thought his teammate at Duke, Vincent Anthony Jr., had a better day, which is expected. Now let's go to the really fun position here, linebacker. Oh man, Sonny Styles, he secured himself as a top 5 pick today. He secured himself as a top 5 pick. What a performance. And look at this one. 10 are on the RAS. They posted this when times were unofficial. And bench, they haven't done the bench yet, but it is possible. As of right now, he is a 10 on the RAS scale. So, unbelievable day from Sonny Styles. He's been my number one player in this class for about 2.5 months, and that's paying dividends now. He was unbelievable. 4.46 on the 40, 1.56 10-yard split. Let's look at the vertical here. 43.5. Nick Imanwari, who is 25 pounds lighter than him, was 43 last year. Unbelievable. And even after he did 43.5, the highest vertical of any linebacker in at least 2 decades, the highest vertical for anyone 6'4" or taller since NFL Network has been covering the combine. He put up this number, and he said in an interview, he was like, yeah, I was shooting for 45. I'm kind of disappointed. What? Sonny Styles, you are unbelievable. Wow. Yeah, he was unbelievable. And look at the broad, 11-2. He is unbelievable. Sonny Styles, he's a top 5 pick. He's unbelievable. He should go number 1 overall. Another guy that had a really good day, Caleb Alarms, or he, like I said earlier when I was talking about Arvell Reese, he was 0.01 seconds behind Styles and Reese. He had a really good day. His reps in the drills, very, very smooth, very clean. I really liked what I saw from him. Anthony Hill Jr., another guy that had a lot of good reps. And he had a great 40 time here. He's someone I don't necessarily love for the Seahawks because his coverage skills are not where I would like them to be. But very good. Very good combine from him. One guy I'm a bit disappointed with is Justin Jefferson. I was expecting him to kind of light it up. I was expecting like maybe sub 4.5 is, maybe I was expecting way too much from him, but I thought he would be a lot faster than a 4.57. So I was a bit disappointed when I saw that. And he did two attempts and both were 4.57. So I guess that's his speed. That's kind of unfortunate. Had some good reps though. One of the main winners here, Jacob Rodriguez. Oh my God. This guy's awesome. This Jacob Rodriguez is awesome, dude. If he's there at 64, I want to take him. I love him. Sure, he's not he's not running a 4.45, but I don't need him to run a 4.45. This kid is awesome. He has the IQ. His drills were so good. You have to go watch his drills. They were so good. Some of the drills I saw, my mouth was agape. I jumped up from my couch while I was watching it because some of his reps, some of the drills that he did were so good, so clean, so fluid, such beautiful footwork from Jacob Rodriguez tonight. I think he boosted his stock way up. He had an unbelievable performance. I will say this, go watch Jacob Rodriguez. Go watch all of his reps at the combine. It was great. He looked so good out there. I was stunned. I am a Jacob Rodriguez guy. Look at this. Jacob Rodriguez, I have him ahead of CJ Allen and Anthony Hill. Already, I did not edit this board after the combine yet. I have not adjusted this for what I saw at the combine. He was already my linebacker 3 in this class. And then he had this performance. Oh my God. I didn't think he could blow me away. He blew me away. What a performance from Jacob Rodriguez. I think he was my favorite player to watch at the combine today. Then you have Jake Golday, another guy that I thought he looked really good in the drills. He's probably going to be a second-round pick. Owen Heineke had some really good drills as well. He's on my radar now. I have to look at him. Xavier Sori, yeah, he had quite a few reps that were very sloppy. Wasn't a huge fan of those. But overall, man, I mean, if I'm doing the top 3 again, it's got to be Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, he's not here, and Jacob Rodriguez. Jacob Rodriguez, just an unbelievable day. So overall, biggest winners of today, I'd say Rodriguez, Sonny Styles, Caleb Alarms, or he had a really good day. And then over here, I'd say Damani Capehart, unbelievable. Zane Durant, Caleb Banks, and then Malachi Lawrence, Denai Dennis Sutton, George Gums, really good day. So overall, this was a fun day 1 of the combine. Tomorrow is defensive backs. I don't know who else is tomorrow. I think let me think here. I don't remember if it's let me see if I could check here on combine info. It'll tell me the schedule here. Tight end and DB, that's what it was. Okay. So tomorrow we'll be talking about tight ends, cornerbacks, and safeties. Saturday will be quarterbacks, wide receiver, running back, and then Sunday will be offensive line. So thank you guys for tuning into this video. My big board will be linked below, and I appreciate it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Later.